Hello, Shopley fam. It's a pleasure to be here with you all for today's strategy session. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. Drop us a comment in the Q&A and let us know where you are tuning in from today. I am just going to open that Q&A and see who is commenting. Now, it has been a crazy week. I'm sure most of you on the call have been in the same position. We're now almost a week into having our app live, which is just incredible. We'll take you through a little bit more of that later on in the call, but for those of you who are involved in 2.0 and are now, moving into 3.0 and talking to vendors, the process is just amazing. We actually worked with a vendor last week. They had their Shopify store. They jumped on, they downloaded, they went to the link, and they had connected their Shopify store to Shopley in 4 minutes. And that remains our record at the moment. Not that we're running a competition at all, but that is just edification to how simple and user-friendly the process is. It is just so easy. In talking to everyone on our leaders call that we had earlier this morning, they are just absolutely loving how simple and easy the process is. So take the last couple of minutes and get everyone on today, because we have an amazing strategy session planned. We will kick it off very, very soon. We are just waiting on Nick, the man himself. Now, let me jump in the Q&A. We've also got a few more founders.
Rachel, can you upgrade me real quick as a host as well? Thank you.
Okay, there we go. Now we've got a few more Founders Club members as well, which is really, really exciting. So we do now have Nick with us. So without any more delay, let's throw to the man himself, the co-founder, Mr. Nick Sanacola. Nick, you with us?
I am. What's up, everybody? Great to be connected with you guys. And tell you what, we were holding our breath up until last Monday. We went live with the app. Once it went live, we still had to hold our breath. And now we're no longer holding our breath because it works. The technology has delivered. It's exciting. There's people that have onboarded in 5 minutes. There's people that have onboarded. I'll give you guys just a personal story. I have a friend who signed up as a promoter, who referred a vendor. Neither of them understand our business model. They haven't been around it. They didn't watch any videos. They just said, hey, you got to do this. Sign up. And within 10 minutes, they had their store fully onboarded with no understanding of our business model, no videos, no prior knowledge, no promoters walking them through, no demonstrations, no presentations. Just said yes, click the button. 10 minutes later, they were in. And guys, when I look at how far we've come from an idea that was the best idea in the marketplace a year ago, but very difficult to execute. And we've said that from moment one. We now can look at ourselves and say, holy cow, we've got not just an idea that everybody's interested in, but a technology that is working at the speed or at the relative success level of the idea itself. So if there was any doubts out there, and here's another thing to think about. This is just the first version of merchant onboarding. Was there a couple issues? Of course. Was there a couple errors? Always. But to see people with no idea what we do or how we do it, fully on board in 10 minutes or less, and understand where we came from. It took 6 weeks prior to get a company onboarded, and to know that this was the vision that we've been talking about since day one. I know without a doubt 3.0, the marketplace, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, those are already scoped out, guys. That's not like hypothetical, that's already scoped. 3.0 was not a rebrand of Shoply for a bunch of network marketers. 3.0 was a software upgrade. Guess what? 4.0 is already outlined. And once we're done with the marketplace being launched, we start working to fully scope out from outline to scope on 4.0 and then 5.0, because we're a software company. Not just we use the networking model to move the software, but it's not just a clever way to say, hey guys, we didn't like how it went before and now we do, so let's call it 2.0 or 3.0. This is how software works. And I'm so proud of the team. You know, even when we talked a week ago, I said, hey, let's celebrate, but it was kind of too early almost to tell, because we went live, but we didn't have dozens of companies that went through. Now we've got dozens of companies that have gone through. Now we need to move that to 100 companies, 200, 300, 500. And this is why it's free. This is why there's no risk. We need you to activate so that we can scale this thing as fast as possible. Otherwise, we're going to go live on October 15th. We're going to have a beautiful marketplace, but hey, maybe we only have 100 merchants. And then it's up to us to turn it into 1,000. It's not the responsibility of Rachel to go get the merchants or me to go get the merchants. It's the responsibility of the collective community. You know, Craig, I know your camera's not on, but I'm reaching out to you here. You said something on the leadership call earlier that I thought was very beautiful and profound about how different of what we're building here is, as opposed to things that you've seen or built in the past, and how important it is that as I see Tess and Mary and Trish and Tyra and Martin, and I see all these names that I see, Lori and Mike and Reggie and all the different names I see every week, that this is really an ecosystem that only works if we all work together. I'm going to bring you in for a second. Anything that you want to share about, you know, the success in our first week of going live to merchants, and then also that key idea you shared in the leadership earlier. Let me kick it over to you, brother.
Yeah, Nico, thanks for that. I sort of see this this platform as nearly it's a big idea, it's a new idea, it's a new concept. But a lot of people that launch with us, that in typical network marketing style business models direct, and it's like a tribal based mindset where you are trying to build your team and protect your own. And this concept you mentioned earlier about, you know, we could engage our corporate team to go and find stores and brands and do that, but we would love all the leaders to get the royalties and the percentages, and be not out in the field running, not out in the field effectively finding the stores and that herself. And I sort of made the point that I would love Tito to have 100 stores himself, and I support his brands and his stores and his people. And I would like every person out there, and I'm going to go out and get 1,000 stores that's my goal over the next 3 years, to have 1,000 stores on this platform as well. And originally with the first tech, I had a goal of 100 stores in 3 years, but this time I got a goal of 1,000. But my point was, I would love the company to go out and find 10,000 stores for the platform as well, because our product is not only just the software and that, but our product is a shopping revolution, a community, and it can't be created off one person or one leader or one team. It's going to be a collective of everyone doing their little bit, bringing their 3 stores on, bringing their 4 influencers on, bringing their 10 customer awards people on. But I'm cheering for Tito. maybe in my old network marketing company, I would have been jealous or envious of the big business that Tito's building. But right now, I want him to build a big team, and I want to support all his brands. And even in Shopley 1.0, when we had our first 10 or 12 brands in Australia, there was only 1 or 2 of them were mine. I was still out supporting those brands. So I sort of feel that this is a model where we're all supporting each other, cheering each other on, and getting behind what everyone's bringing to the table. And that's sort of my method and my concept that I wanted to share.
Beautifully stated, brother. Rachel, anything you want to add on our first few days of merchants before I teach everybody again the process of enrolling merchants? And then we're going to bring on a new Founder Club member.
No, I think I just really want to say that, and we touched on it on, last week we touched on it, and the intro this week is, it is just such a simple process. Like Nick mentioned, 5 minutes to onboard a vendor that has a Shopify store. And, not that it's a competition, but we had one vendor do it in 4 minutes. And I really just think, so make
Who
sure if
was
you
it?
do it any quicker
Who
than
was it?
4 minutes, put it in
I'm
the
going to make somebody do
Q&A.
it in 3 minutes. I want 3.
Exactly. But my point is, it is just such an easy process. And I love the point that Craig made there, because yesterday I was on calls with a lot of the leaders out of Vietnam, and we had the discussion that Shopley is not Nick, Shopley is not Rachel, Shopley is not Tito, Shopley is not Mike, it is not Thuy from Vietnam. Shopley is collectively all of us. If we do not work together as a team, there is no Shopley. So I really love that point that that Craig just made.
Thank you so much. Perfectly stated. All right. If you don't know how to get a merchant, let's talk about it. Rachel, by the way, can you only see the slide I have up, or can you see other?
I can only see the slide, Nick.
Perfect. Okay, so here's what you do. Go to go.shoppy.com, log into your back office, if you will. And right here, the same name that you picked to enroll promoters is the same name that you have to enroll stores. So merchants.shoppy.com/whatever name you picked. Now, if you've never picked a name, you're brand new, you want to go log in there and you want to go change it right here where it says personal website name, something short, because it's going to be go.shoppy.com/that word, or merchants.shoppy.com/that word. Do not put in here, please sign up with me because I am the best person ever and I am awesome. Because your website's going to be go.shoppy.com/please sign up with me because I am the best person ever and I am awesome, which might be hard to share with people. Okay, so pick something short, pick one word. Once you update it, you'll see that both of these, by the way, you have to refresh. It might not show it immediately, but once you hit update, your websites now are go.shoppy.com and merchants.shoppy.com/this word. So let's pretend you've already set this up. Now what? You refer a merchant to merchant.shopley.com. One second, I'm gonna pull it up for y'all. /your word. And this will pop up. There will be a video. Video's right here. This video will explain to your merchant what we do. If you want a longer presentation, here is a 9-minute presentation right here. It's just the first version. We're going to reshoot it, but this is a 9-minute presentation that you can share with people right here. Here's my biggest concern for all of you. Some of you are trying to do Zooms with me to present a free offer to a merchant who sells t-shirts. You don't need it. It's not necessary. All you need to do is just tell them, hey, it's $1. Sign up. Let's go. Let's roll. Okay, so let me, I'm reading a question here and I want to check something. Okay, so the question is, from May Mass, when will our personal merchant link show our reference name to our referrals? That was done last Monday. I just checked it right now. If you go put in your merchants.shoply.com/your name, hit submit, you will see if you click on, here, I'll show you. After you, let me go full screen. There we go. Right here. This word right here is your word. So if you go click back in, if you go send somebody for yourself, just go to merchants.shoply.com/your word. And then you go back up into here, click on it. It will show it right here. That was hidden originally, but now it's no longer hidden. We have it shown for everybody. Mike Craig, is it worth you closing out this merchant section here for a minute before we move on? I know you were just very much a part of this. I want to thank you in front of everybody. Guys, Mike was the first merchant. He's got his, if you guys don't know that Mike is a singer, he's got a very popular band. All of their merch is on Shopify. So I brought Mike in early so we could find all of the errors. We did that all day Thursday. It took Friday and Saturday for them to fix the errors for us to go live on Monday. So Mike, thank you for doing that. Anything you want to share here on the merchant side before we move off it?
Sure. Well, one, I think I appreciate going through the process because then you really get a true understanding and what the value is of the platform that we're creating. Just from and I've been on Shopify for years. And the one thing I know about being a Shopify owner and having our storefront on Shopify is Shopify does an amazing job. They're like the best in the business for sure. The problem is they don't go get you customers. And I can tell you from a business owner, it's a pain in the butt. So to be in charge as your business owner to go get all of your own customers, and from a musician's perspective, we only really sell a lot of stuff when we're on the road. When we're touring, we sell a lot of stuff. When we're not touring, we don't. So when you look at the ease of onboarding, because I went through the process, it's a joke. It's 10 minutes. I was done. And now there's people in there doing it quicker than me. And it's automatically there and it looks exactly the same and it's beautiful and it works awesome. And but now the best part is when you can couple that with people like us and everybody that we're talking about, that we're building teams of people now that can go help other storefronts, find other people. They can bring eyeballs, they can increase awareness, they can do all the things that a storefront wants. But they can't get on their own. Like I personally can't get on my own at Shopify. So kudos to the team. The guys did an amazing job. I mean, really did. And there is absolutely no doubt in my mind, we've got the most amazing platform out there. Now we've got to go out there and let the world know that we've got this most amazing platform out there. So I think that the hard work's over. Now we just got to go out there and start telling people, like Nick said before, you don't have to sell. This is not something you have to sell. No one would have had to sell me on this idea, regardless if I was a Shoply or not. No one would have to sell me. You were going to get me customers, sign me up. For $1, sign me up 2 times. So great job. Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, buddy. Guys, real quick, let's shift gears. Let's talk about the 30-day multiplier. If you signed up on September 3rd, you've got until October 3rd to knock out your 30-day multiplier. And don't forget, the first 100 that do it are part of the Founders Club. For those of you guys that don't know what that means, let's talk about it really briefly. 30-day multiplier is the driver of our entire comp plan. If you want to make money as an influencer pro or an influencer, this is the driver, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to go refer your first 3, either influencers or pros, depending on how you started. If you started as an influencer, you'll make your first couple $100 back. 1 second, there we go. And you'll get 1.5 marketplace commissions multiplier for 12 weekly cycles. Or you'll make your 500 bucks back on your license for Max Pro, getting 2x multiplier commissions. What does that mean? Well, after your first 30 days, you'll start getting, and this will obviously have to start October 15th. So if you started on September 3rd, the first week would be October 15th, which is an advantage to you because you can keep building your team bigger. The longer this gets pushed out, the better it is to you. But your 12-week cycle will start after your first 30 days is done. So when your first 30 days is done, you're going to get a multiplier of your marketplace commissions, which is all commissions generated through customer purchases and your personal purchases for the next 12 weeks. So let me erase that writing. 1 second, clear all done. Here we go. So here might be, and by the way, what I'm going to show you is only one of all of the ways we pay. It's not your license bonuses. It's not your direct bonuses. It's nothing else but your marketplace commissions. So let's say you modestly build just a little team and you're making little small checks, but you're making those checks every week. This is just your marketplace commission check, nothing else. It's not your direct bonuses. It's not your license bonuses. It's not your differentials on your licenses. It's just your marketplace commissions. And you made $1,100 in that 12 weeks. If you became Max Pro, we're going to send you another $1,100 on your 13th week. Now, for those of you guys that are go-getters, like, let's go crush this. I'm going to add a 0 to everything here. Add a 0. You made 11,000 in those 12 weeks. And on the 13th week, you got another $11,000 bonus. By the way, if you started, this is why you start at 800. If you started at $500 because you wanted to save 300 bucks, and at the end of 12 weeks, your marketplace commissions were 11,000, you're going to give up $5,500 because you wanted to save 300. Some people are what we call penny wise and pound foolish. They're like, oh, I'm going to save $300. I'm not going to go Influencer Pro. But then you go refer 3 other influencers and you go get 1.5x marketplace commissions when you could have had 2x. And it's going to cost you thousands of dollars by not spending the extra 300 up front. So the first 100 people to do this in our company are going to have VIP access to every event, front of the line, front seating, free events, meet and greets, backstage. These 100 people for the life of our company will always be recognized as that Founders Club. And what I want to do is I want to recognize our number 7 who just got it done. Love this individual, love working with him. Big heart, huge work ethic. I've worked with him for 15 years. Amazing human. Tito, over to you, brother. Take the lead. Tell us all about it.
I'm right here, Nick. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you a lot. You know, it's funny. Because I've been in the industry, not so much the SaaS industry, but the network marketing side, you know, you start to not to get cocky, but you start to think that you can just put them in on your own. And sometimes you stray away a little bit from the system. So I had 25, 30 influencers, real influencers that we needed to put in. You know, I had one of my best friends was a coach in San Francisco. I had, anyway, I began to make a list of the doctor, my personal doctor, the head of National Fitness Center, you know, an Alaska friend who's married to a doctor in Alaska, but my branch manager, which I get along extremely well. But then some of those people were so busy that they kept holding off, you know, in looking at the actual, a free invite, for God's sakes, you know. Really, I mean, that's how simple it was, and waited too long. So, you know, sometimes we get stuck with the people that we care about. Just move on. It's a matter of numbers. So then I just began to call some other folks and stuff that were also influential, but maybe to that level. And I'll be darned if they didn't get in, you know. And then so I ended up with three folks. One is a heck of a salesperson who's a manager, in insurance, and I ended up with two other folks. One makes just shy of 200,000 a year, and another one, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person, and you guys know that, or the anyway, and vice versa. So it just became easy. It did, and now what's going to happen is those other folks that wanted to get in, they're going to be getting in soon right now, because all of a sudden I wasn't going after those folks. So it's amazing.
So you're modestly telling the story correctly, but you actually were with us with Shopley 1 and 2.0. How many people did you personally enroll already before Shopley 3.0?
I think 12, but more importantly, I helped those 12 people put a lot of people in.
Oh, hang on. So
So
you personally enrolled 12, right?
yes,
So you went out and enrolled another 3 after you've already enrolled 12 personals, because that's really important. Because it's actually 15, because a lot of the people that have gone and become a part of the Founders Club, they're brand new, right? So they're just putting up their first 3. You went
yes.
and put up a new 3 influencer pros after 12. And so I want to break down some data on this. Of those 3, starting from, let's say, September 1st forward, how many total presentations do you think you had to give, or did you expose people to? Let's go deeper in the data. Did 15 people see a pres, 10, 6, 5? What's kind of the data there?
I actually broke it down. Those people that actually saw a presentation were 9. So it was a 33% success.
And so guys, if you were here last week, if you guys don't remember, we had 2 people on as Founder Club members. One said 10 presentations, one said 9, and then Tito just said 9. So I'm pretty confident to say to all of you, you're going to have 10 people look at a complete presentation to get your 3. Some of you guys are like, well, I texted 3, so I should have my 3. Or I presented to 3 and I got 3 no's. You got to have 10 people go through a full presentation before you're going to get your 3. Tito, any other advice you want to give before we bounce off here?
Use your upline. I hate to use that saying, but whoever your sponsor is, so whoever's having success in your business, they can help you. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be a presentation. It could be a 3-way conversation. It could be, but many times we think we need to do it alone, or we get embarrassed, and we shouldn't. What else can I say? I don't
So
know.
what I heard
I'm
was get
Go
out
ahead.
of your own way and use third party is what I heard.
That is correct. Yes. And
It
not
works.
only that, but you know what? You have to believe. A lot of times we don't believe in ourselves. I do, okay? But a lot of times we don't believe in we don't have the vision, the confidence. Like right now, we should be really fired up that all of a sudden you're sponsoring merchants, in a matter of 10 minutes, 15. We should say the system works, the process works. And once it's been proven, then it's over, and the same thing goes for sponsoring people. Once we realize that a company like Shopify, who's a $175 billion company, they don't just join forces with somebody else unless they're somebody. So we are somebody. We're offering something great.
Thank you, buddy. And what a great segue, because guys, we came up with this vision a year ago. We told everybody it'll be the hardest thing that was ever executed on, because nobody's ever done what we're trying to do. We found a shortcut. The shortcut so far works. In 2 weeks, we'll have a marketplace. And unless, the marketplace is going to be modest out of the gates. Like, let's be realistic with each other. It's going to have 100 stores. So it's not, you're not going to refer a marketplace with tens of thousands of stores day one. It's going to be up to us as an ecosystem, as partners, as a full group of people working together to every day, another merchant, another merchant, another merchant, so that it gets more robust, it gets more sexy. And we're going to make sure as a company, we're also incentivizing the right places to drive certain behaviors. So real quick, anybody from the panel want to jump in on what your people need to do to go out there to get their Founders Club done, to get these first 3 done in their first 30 days? Rachel, Mike, Craig, over to you guys.
Hey Nick, I'll jump in before one of the other guys jump on, but I think we've just also in the final moments before this call had the number 8 in Vietnam, New Founders Club, and what they're all about is last week we spoke to Mike. Mike was number 1, so he brought in his 3, and then what he's doing now is working with those 3 to bring in their 3, get the next one to founder, move on to the next one, work with those 3, work with them to get their 3, move on to the next one, and then they're just working their way down to their goal, because their goal is out of Vietnam to have 10 to 15 founders in the next couple of weeks. So it's all about just working down through the team and duplicating the process. That's what's working for them.
Well, I guess like anything, if I'm presenting a McDonald's franchise, a network marketing company, an investment, you need to understand your pitch. You need to understand the unique nature of what you're doing. What problems are you solving? How can this work for people? Your vision cast, showcase the big idea. So for me, I think if you talk to open-minded entrepreneurial people and you understand how to deliver the pitch, that's the thing that will get people on to see what you see in the business. So for me, I always say our KFC secret herbs and spices of Shopley is the fact that we've bypassed our own custom build tech, and we integrate directly into the Shopify ecosystem. So we're able to have a tech platform that integrates with the biggest and best e-commerce marketplace business model in the world, that in fact has nearly 5 million stores in 175 markets converted into 20 languages. And we've been able to pull that off. So we have a captive audience for one side of the marketplace straight away for a $1 trial for 90 days. So piecing together that, then you invite people to our opportunity presentations where somebody could sell it better than you can yourself. That third-party edification can do it. But just believe in what we're doing, because I did start the 1.0 opportunity, and I put together a 3-year plan where we could have 100 brands in 100 countries and say that we're a world-class marketplace. Now, we had to go through iterations and pivot, but our pivots actually fast-tracked our big idea by 2 years, in my personal opinion. So I'm now with more confidence in what we're doing, the integration, the fact that the business is working live now. It's just a matter of doing the work. We always said at the start that we really aren't tech people. We are marketers. We are salespeople. We want to just go out and promote. That's what we have now. We can just go out and promote and do what we do best because of our integration into Shopify, is leveraging off what they do best, and that is tech. So just really hone in on your pitch to pique people's interest. And once you pique people's interest, you can really, I guess, dial out how big this big idea actually really is. So that's sort of what I would say.
All I would do is piggyback off those perfect explanations and say, you kind of have to go internal on this one, you guys. I mean, it's your business. We're talking big picture. We're talking about all this great stuff, but at the end of the day, this is your business. I mean, Shopley is nothing more than a platform for you to do what it is that you want to do with it. Forget about the other stuff. So if you really want to build something big out of this, you gotta appreciate the time that you're at right now, and realize that there's only one time that you're going to be 2 weeks away from really the platform going live. So you leverage that and use that to your advantage when you're communicating to folks, like Craig was talking about, and to personalize it. This is, and sometimes when you're trying to recruit people, sometimes it's always helped me in the past to recruit through people as opposed to trying to recruit to people. Meaning, instead of if I'm trying to recruit Nick, but I might be a little hesitant or not sure what to say about Nick. I'm gonna say, Nick, this platform is getting ready to launch. I'm super jacked about it. There's some great information I want to get to you. But what I really need from you is I need you to see this information because I think you might know some people that I should be talking to at this moment. So I'm not talking to Nick personally, although I want Nick in the business personally. I'm not trying to get Nick to go do something. I'm trying to say, hey, Nick, do me a favor. I need to get you some information because I know that you know people that I need to meet. And I think that by you watching some of this information and seeing what I'm doing, something's going to fire and some names and people are going to come to you as a referral. All that I could ask is if you'd maybe be the intermediary and connect me with those folks that you know based on the information that you saw. Is that fair enough? And guys, you all know people like that. People are way more willing to help you accomplish a goal than they are to be sold on something. So leverage the timing and then start recruiting through people to get to the people you want to get to. Back to you.
Perfect. So guys, let's start with the focal point. All of you got to get your 3. Anyone that signs up, the first thing we got to do is get their 3. If we're talking about influencer pros right now, right? Because we don't have a marketplace. We're not looking for customers. We're not looking for affiliates. We're not looking for affiliate managers. Right now, all we're looking for is influencer pros and merchants now. That's it. So those are the 2 things that you should be doing throughout the day, the conversations you should be doing throughout the day, whatever help you need, whatever support you need. If you want to have a big group presentation that you need my support on, or Rachel's, or any of Mike's, or Tito's, or Craig's, let us know. We're ready. You want to put 10 people on a Zoom? I'm there. You want to launch a country? I'm there. I'm looking for people that are looking to grow, to lead, to activate, to expand, and to scale, because we have the best now vision of any opportunity out there, matched with the best technology that you could ever hope for. And that is a combination that cannot be stopped. So the only thing that can stop us is the people that are the leaders of this message. And we will search the earth to find the Titos, the Mikes, the Craigs, and the Rachels, and all of the other founder team members that have already qualified that want to go and that want to go fast. I hope it's you. I pray it's you. Let's link, let's partner, let's run. We don't need to talk much more. Let's go do the work. We'll talk in a week. Thanks, everybody.